John Carlin is just back from covering the border crisis where the Virginia National Guard has been deployed for about a month now. And John, I know you're still putting together all the videos, the interview, the pictures. You have a lot of material to work with, but what can you share with us at this point?
Yeah, so they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I wanted to show you this. This is actually a photograph I took. This is the coils and coils and coils of concertina wire, or C wire, as the troops call it down there. And we were right there at along the Rio Grande River. And I can just tell you that there's about 9 miles of this along the border near Eagle Pass. And even though it looks impenetrable, Brittany, some people actually do get through it and cross into the United States through that tangle of wire.
And we do want to show you another picture that you took that shows the wire that you've been sharing with us, but then people behind the wire. So what's happening here?
Yeah, so this is a group that did not get through the wire, and they actually crossed the Rio Grande River right in front of us. So they're coming over from Mexico, trying to get to the United States, to our side of the river. And you can see it's nighttime, and this group had actually tried to rush customs, but then they were turned back. There was about 34 of them, and this is typical that they try to cross, but not typical that they rush customs. And then they get to the U.S. side of the river, and that's where the National Guard, Texas Department of Public Safety, and others as well are there to deter them from coming into the United States. They want them to either go back to Mexico or to try and enter the United States legally. And this is some of the video we shot of a group that actually found a way to get into the United States, but that's the story we'll cover later.
And last week, when you shared your live reports from the border, you detailed just the harrowing journey that people have to take to make it to the border. This picture shows people praying. So could you just share a little more about this? Yeah,
so we showed the wire. And if people are willing to walk basically 5 miles down the river, they will come to the end of the wire. And this group is that group. You can see the sort of that blue float over there behind Brittany right now. And they came in bits and pieces, 2s and 3s. And then when they obviously were traveling together, but they couldn't walk at the same speed. Some of them, small children. You see a small child right there. The little girl there in the pink or the purple. They got there and they just started praying, and from there the Border Patrol will take them in for processing. And we watched that group, as I said, make their way down the river with the small children. And then what happens next is the Border Patrol takes them away to be processed.
And there are individuals, as you shared with us, who come to the border, but there are also lots of families. And I understand that they will break up families once they get to the river.
Yeah, and they have to do that because the men over 18 are separated from the women and children because some bad actors will pose as family members in order to get into the United States. And so the hope is that they separate them. They hope they can identify people who have criminal records in their home countries or maybe potential drug dealers, whatever it is that the experts look for. They hope they can figure that out and then reunite the families after they've finished the processing process. And it's a lot.
Yeah, well, for you, have you had an opportunity to really process everything that you saw when you were down there at the border?
I'm slowly getting out of the mode of being the person that's just observing it and capturing it and doing the interviews and starting to think through the humanity of it. And there's so much there in terms of what you see and the terrible stories that they have to go through, these people crying because they've been separated. Like one 18-year-old male had to be separated from his family because they take the men away from the women and the children for that processing purpose. And it was actually a part of this group right here. And a woman was crying. She said, "That's my son, that's my son, that's my son." He's standing across the compound from where we were. But until they figured out who these people were, they were not going to let them be reunited. And to stand there and watch that and see what these people have been through is really, really difficult.
Yeah, it was tough to watch here when you shared the story of the woman who said she had cancer and she needed treatment, but they were going to separate her from her family.
Yeah, and in some of our coverage still to come, we'll be sharing more about that situation and how that woman had to make a very difficult decision. Did she come through and get treatment, or did she try to stay with her family? Because they'd let her through because they believed that she needed help, but not the rest of the family. Very tough.
All right, John. We look forward to seeing your continuing coverage with this. We'll have many more stories coming up in the days and weeks ahead. Thanks so much.